So I'll be honest, first of all, if my makeup looks crazy, I apologize, but that's probably one of the things that I need to work on is definitely taking my makeup off when I get home because I have a tendency to sleep in my makeup and I know that's not good for your skin. So, I'm not really sure where to start. Last night was kind of bittersweet because I made a lot of money and yet it didn't go right. I guess having been in this industry for so long, you think that there's like a certain way that things should play out. And it doesn't always work out that way because, people have their own perspective on how they want to make money or how they want to deal with other people. And you can't really necessarily control that. So, sorry if this is like a long rant, and I will do a money count at the end because that's actually like the better part of this story. But when it comes to working with other girls, you have to tread lightly. You want to build rapport on a certain level. And at the same time, you also want to look out for your own interests. But there's looking out for your interest only. And in a group situation, I think that a lot of times we do better if we work together versus trying to just get as much as we can for ourselves. So this is what happened. Basically, there were some guys that came in last night, and it was a Monday holiday. So Mondays are slow anyway, but holiday Monday is even slower. So these guys come in, and they were clearly already partying somewhere else. And you could see that from a mile away. They were older gentlemen, and just came in. And I guess there was one guy that I had honed in on, and I was thinking to myself, he's probably the one that's going to have the most money. He's probably the one that's going to be controlling the situation. And lo and behold, I get over to the table, which, by the way, I was the only girl to go up to their table, and find out that it's his birthday, and his friends are basically just all there being supportive of him having a birthday or celebrating his birthday. And so I'm thinking to myself, they're probably going to spend quite a bit of money. And I knew that if the other guys that were at the table weren't happy or weren't being entertained, that they were probably more likely to leave. So I told the guy whose birthday it was, I said, hey, what would you like? Who do you want me to bring over? Do you have any particular types? He said, I will give you $200 to just go over and find any girls to come to this table. And he gave me, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't 200, it was like, he said 150, but he gave me 170. Still, literally, I'm getting money just to go and find girls to come to the table. That was the first issue because I couldn't find girls who wanted to come in, sit at this table. And there weren't a lot of girls, but they were definitely girls that were available. There were at least 5 in the locker room when I walked in there. And they all just had this look on their face like, oh, that's nice. What are you here for if you don't want to make money? So I left that alone. I let the bouncer handle that, and he went around. And then when I got to the back to the table, after going to find some girls, there was a shooter girl. If you don't know what a shooter girl is, it's basically a girl that's got like this tray of little tubes, at least at this club, it's a tray of little tubes that all have, different types of liquor in it. And that's what they do. They're not a dancer. They don't get nude. A lot of times they may or may not get topless. They just sell the shots. That's what they do. So at least somebody was over there. I was like, okay, great. We're all going to go and, have fun, and they're going to spend money. And when I got back, I guess the other girls were already trying to work a deal to go into the VIP room. And so I was like, oh, great. Let's all go. And everything seemed to be going fine. We went upstairs and everybody was getting paid like 500. Well, me and the other girl were getting paid 500 for the hour. And then the shooter girl gets a little bit more because she's got to sell the shots. And so, you got to buy technically the whole tray. So she got 600. And I thought everything was going relatively well until towards the end. Actually, before then, there was an issue because the waitress, for some reason, I don't know if she was just in her own little world and not, paying attention. But I came down and I said, how much time do we have left? I knew we had been in there for at least 30, 40, 45 minutes. And she said, oh, you guys just got there. You only been up there for 15 minutes. And I'm thinking to myself, no, we haven't. So I went and checked with the bouncer and he said, you have 15 minutes left. And when you're getting paid by the hour, yeah, that difference in time, even though it's only 30 minutes, actually makes a big difference, because that's how we know that we can start gearing, the guy up to say, hey, do you want to keep going? Do you want to go again? And so there's my first issue. The waitress wasn't paying attention. Fine. We'll get over that. So they re-up for another hour, and then the guy decides, I guess he wanted to come down and hang out with his friends for a little while. As far as I was concerned, I was like, I didn't know if we were still in the room, supposed to be doing VIP. I didn't know what was going on. So I took a break, and I went to the bathroom, and I was talking to the house mom, and then all of a sudden I come out, and they're like, hey, where are you? You're supposed to be up in this room. I was like, oh, okay, fine. We're doing we're doing the full hour, another hour. Okay, great. So then there's an issue at the end where I could see the other dancer that I brought over to the table and the shooter girl I don't know, they were talking to each other, trying to set something up. But I could tell in their body language that they were trying to kind of exit me out of the situation, which I wouldn't have a problem with if that's really what the guy wanted. But at this point, it's not about what he wanted, because he was so intoxicated that he was just letting them run his credit card, and he kept repeating the same things over and over again, and he was kind of falling over his words and, whatever. So then the girl is like, oh, the waitress is going to, take you back down to their table. And I was like, no, she's not, because I'm the one that had set this all up. So no, you're not going to kick me out of the situation that I basically had created. And if that was really what the guy wanted, I would have had no problem with that. But I could tell that that was just something that they were trying to do on the side. And so we all went downstairs together, and the bouncer had to come over and get me. And he was like, hey, what's going on? Because I can tell you're upset. And, he was helping me to kind of alleviate the situation. So I go back and I explain to the house mom why I'm upset. And she's like, it may or may not be worth it, because this girl apparently has done this before. My bartender friend told me to look out for that shooter girl, because that's apparently her MO. That's what she does. She's all about her, which is fine. But in a group situation, especially one that you didn't create, you probably want to take a step back. That's all I'm saying. And so I guess the moral of the story is, it's not, oh, you should stay away from people, not work with other girls, because they're being catty or they're being bitchy or whatever the case is. I think the moral of the story is that girl probably wanted to make as much money as she could, which is fine. But I will make sure that I never cross paths with her ever again, if at all possible. And I probably will never try to work with that waitress ever again either. So bridges were basically burned, and in my opinion, for no reason. We could have all just kept getting the money together, but since you want to do what you want to do, then that's going to make people not want to work with you. So if you're new to this industry and you're in a situation where you work in a group, try and help each other out, because I guarantee there really is enough money for all of us out there. And the fact is that even as infrequently as I work now, I know that I will run into situations where I'll have opportunities for those girls to, potentially make money with me again. But that'll never happen because of the situation that, transpired last night. So if you want to just look out for yourself, that's fine. Just be prepared that you literally shouldn't expect anybody to want to work with you or help you out, because you're just being selfish at that point. So that was my rant. Thank you so much for listening, because I can't remember the last time that I was actually that upset about a situation, and a situation where I actually made a lot of money. But at that point, it wasn't even about the money. It was about the principle. And I don't like to get my toes stepped on when I'm trying to help other girls make money. So anyways, yeah, so let's go ahead and do the money count. So this is basically what I made last night and the night before. I really don't work too much anymore, so this is what I basically made in 2 days. It's right here. So I'm going to take out the singles. So we got 1, 2, 3, there's 100, that's 5. And these are all 20s. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 6, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So this should be 1,200 altogether. 1,200 in 20s. So we got 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500. $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, $1,500, $1,600, $1,700, $65. So basically $1,800 in 2 days. So I will do this another way.